So I'm this fan. I'm a fan of Dr. Jordan Peterson. I don't know if any of you have ever seen this guy or heard him talk, but he's pretty incredible. Does lectures. He's a professor up in Canada. He's an author as well. And he's got quite some insight. And there was a post that he had on Facebook here. It was accredited to him anyway as something that I believe, it sounds like something he'd say, but it kind of stuck with me and it's been bugging me, and that's why I'm doing this. And it said, when you have something to say, silence is a lie. And I've throughout my years, I've had things to say, and usually they get me in trouble. This will probably do it too. But I've had things to say, and I've tried different ways of doing it. One is the songs that are on my channel here as well. But I'm gonna try this way. Sometimes you just can't say things in songs. There's a few different areas that I want to talk about and discuss. I usually talk about pretty heavy issues, and I've been able to debate pretty well. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm an official nobody. I've haven't made more than $20,000 the last 10 years. So it's not like what I'm saying is anything important. It's just this is kind of like a 70s, 80s kind of logic, common sense thing. Anybody who's kind of my age, this is the way we were brought up, and we just don't know what in the hell is going on in the world today. Okay, so the way I've viewed things for a long time in life is I've found that simplicity and truth kind of align together, and they I see them as two lines that run parallel through time, and they never cross, they never intersect, but sometimes they can get so close that they look like one line. And that's what I've tried. It's not like a right or wrong thing, but it always tries to strive to that truth, and each time you add a degree of difficulty to a situation, that line of simplicity gets farther and farther away from truth, and this is kind of just how I view things. So, and in this world, I don't believe that you can achieve true happiness in this world unless you understand the world you live in. You're not going to sit there and be born, and then, decide that, I think I want to walk on my hands. I think I want to walk around on my hands. And you know what? The entire world needs to change the way that I think that things need to be done. You're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a hard time. You might be able to do it yourself, but you're going to have a hard time convincing the rest of the world, that we need to walk on our hands. But a lot of times you'll find through society that you'll have these social ideas that become extremely destructive, and they'll be as destructive as any tornado, any hurricane, any tsunami, anything that could happen in the general world. These social ideas can be just as destructive, and I think that it is becoming a degradation of our society. I do believe it, and these destructive views are becoming more prevalent through our day, and I do believe I have an answer as to why. And it all, you kind of have to start at the beginning. You kind of have to start at the beginning to see, to draw, to clean the slate, right? So we're gonna start with what makes Earth possible. What makes Earth possible? What creates our reality? And to be honest with you, I'm looking for one word. It can be described in one word, and maybe it's because it's so plentiful that we're so dismissive of it, but it's also something that every living thing has participated in to create our reality. And if you can say what makes Earth possible and answer this in one word, would this not make it the most powerful force in all of the universe? What makes Earth possible? Really? One word? Yeah. I would think that would make that the most powerful force in all the universe. I mean, it would undoubtedly be the most powerful force in all the universe. Well, what could this be? What could this be? Well, I'll tell you this. Everything that lives and exists on this planet does so through some form of reproduction. Some form of reproduction. That is what makes this world go around. Everything that lives. I mean, we're talking all the fish in the sea, all the grass on the ground, all the birds in the sky. Everything that lives on this planet exists through reproduction. And yet we're going to have a sect of society that works completely against this marvelous force. I mean the highest enlightened entities on this planet decide it's necessary to fight this powerful force, the most powerful force in the universe. And they're just, slaughtering babies by the millions. And this is, something that is unique to the planet. And I mean, it's something, and how can you be so dismissive of it that you just think it doesn't need to be happening? And not only that, they have this same party, decides that it's necessary to take these tools of reproduction and use them in a manner of perversion. It's 100% perversion. I mean, these are reproductive organs being used in a manner of never achieving their purpose. That is the very definition of perversion. I mean, I always thought that I could prove it too. I did. I was like, if I had the computer savvy and was able to do a survey and with essay answers, I would. I'd put a survey out there that and ask every gay man or whatever, anything that has a penis. I'd say, hey, define the penis. And I'm pretty sure you'd have 99 to 100% of them, oh my God, their eyes would glaze over. They start drilling and stuff. And for 3 days, they'd become William frickin' Shakespeare about the penis, But unless, to be honest with you, unless they answer anything other than the male reproductive organ, they would be wrong. Because, I didn't say the human penis. I said the penis. And you do realize that every vertebrate on the planet has a penis. So you think that answer that gay guy's freaking gonna be good for a dog? You think it's gonna be good for a bear? You think it's gonna be good for that answer gonna apply to all these different things that have penises? No. And that answer, every word of it is exact proof, is total proof of how far their line of truth has gone from their line of simplicity. Way down there, gone. It's gone. But and you want to talk about and this perversion, it kind of it makes a mockery of this great grand power by exploiting the pleasure of the orgasm to those of the simple mental capacity, those who can't raise their intellect above the primal, the animalistic, and then it kind of goes into the perverse and it's, sometimes even criminal, needs and impulses, and you want to talk about equity. You want to talk about equity in this situation. I just don't see it like that. I just don't even know where you're coming from. Because the way I see it, in my corner, if this was kind of like a boxing fight, in my corner, I have all of existence, of everything on this planet over here in my corner. And in your corner, you have feelings and wet flatulence. And you want me to sit there and act as if this is supposed to be equal? And this is the problem with homosexuality. You know, that you expect me to raise your feelings to the degree where I'm supposed to ignore all of this reality. I mean, good God, how arrogant can you be? How arrogant can you be? And, you know, I mean, but now this is where it comes into play, though. This is where it all comes into play, because I really do believe that homosexuality and all of its derivatives do serve a purpose in the grand scheme of society, you know. But you have to understand it for what it is, you know. You have to understand, because it sure as hell ain't equal, just like I said. You know, there's no way in hell that bullshit's equal. But so the way I see it is, you know, is homosexuality is a tool that God and Mother Nature use to eliminate bad seed from within the human race. I mean, it's kind of like a self-extinction, you know, which I find to be rather appropriate, you know. But that's the entire problem with this whole, you know, we got a society that basically has taught an entire generation that the most powerful instruments you have about your body while you're here on earth are to be used as a personal PlayStation. You know, they're basically redefining the love as the orgasm. You know, and you know, anybody who knows anything about love and heterosexual and life and what real, you know, love is not the orgasm, you know, and that is such a it cheapens love to such a degree. You know, I believe that the essence of homosexuality is it creates a single side to the orgasm, a very selfish side to the orgasm, a fruitless side to the orgasm. And I believe, you know, that thrill of the orgasm is meant to be shared, and it is a symbol of the beauty of the possible life that is being created. Now, you know, that I'm sure could go throughout the entire animal kingdom. You know, that all animals feel the orgasm. I mean, it's not like it's being used as a person. It's an actual purpose there. You know, and you know, I believe that it, you know, homosexuality cheapens love to the degree of believing that it's something that can be achieved in a single status. And you know, and that's exactly, you know, why you have all these different genders, is because, you know, they believe the orgasm is love, you know, so they want to go off of two or three different things. It's all about me. It's all about me. How many you know, that's they're redefining what love is as being the orgasm, and it's just so primitive. Good God, it is so primitive. Really, you're going to define yourself by how you use your junk? Is that what society is coming to today? It's no longer about, you know, building the mind and sharpening the mind and creating the mind. It's we're going to look and decide and develop who we are by how we use our junk. I mean, really? You know, how everything progresses. What's the next step, man? We're going to have a street sexual? We're going to have somebody who sits there and just go out on the street. Oh, there's a sexy chick, whips out and goes to town, you know? And then it'd be like liberals. Oh, no, it's just a street sexual. He's expressing himself. Leave him be. He'll be done in a minute. Really? Is that how it's going to go? I mean, you people it's a degradation of society. You know, and I'm so sick and tired of these, you know, college professors and these elitists thinking they just know so goddamn much. You know, that's the problem with all this education. You know, you have all this education with zero logic and common sense. They actually start denying reality. I mean, what in the fuck? Really? And it kills me how these people, you know, like these Joy Reid, and they just, you know, they want to rip on the founding fathers because they were, you know, oppressive and all this bullshit. These people are dumb. They're so stupid. Another way that I like to look at this too, before I go, is that whole founding fathers thing. You know, what I like to do is take a swap deal. Okay, what they're talking about, you know, how they're oppressive and they were, and you know, and they act as if they do not even understand how progress works. You know, So I like to I like to take something that has progressed over time. A lot of time, or in this situation, the issue is freedom. You take freedom, something has progressed over time, and you take something else and you swap it out with, like, say, transportation, which has progressed over time as well. Basically, what these elite pieces of shit liberals are saying, what they want to do is basically rip on the founding fathers for pissing around with horse and buggy because we have the Tesla. I mean, this is how stupid they are. Really? Really, you're going to sit there and act as if you can look through the lens and the understanding of how we see freedom today, go back 200 years, and then think so much of yourself that you're a narcissistic piece of shit that gets to pass judgment on people that were 1,000 times better than you. I mean, how can we even deal with these people? But I don't know, man. I don't know. That's kind of all I got to say. But if it helps, good. If not, I'm sorry. It's common sense. It's common sense. If it offends you, I'm sorry. You're such a pussy. But common sense wins.